We need to talk about human behavior. This video is gonna make all of you feel so freaking outed. Have you ever wondered what drives people to do what they do? Like why some people are so quick to anger and why it seems like growth is so easy for some people and so difficult for others? There are actually things behind this, like there's science behind this. It's mind-blowing, y'all. And I think we can use this science behind human nature in order to drive more views to Twitch streams and to other content, as long as we know how to use human nature effectively. And also, let's say ethically, because I do think that some people end up using this information to be mean to other people, and that's not cool. We don't do that here. What's up everyone, it's Ashni. I've been a stream coach for 2.5 years. This channel is all about giving you more options whenever it comes to growing your Twitch stream, and also giving you a lot of emotional support and validation along the way, because the journey of growing a stream and being a content creator in general is really freaking emotionally taxing. So in this video, I want to talk about what drives us, why we do the things that we do, and what your viewers are looking for from you in order to really get them to stick around. As always, if you have any questions, hang out with me in Discord. To get more information, check out my ebook to see how I went from 20 viewers for 4 years to 250 plus. Okay, let's go. A lot of you know about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I've also talked about it on this channel before. Essentially, it's a pyramid that is a theory about how we progress through life. So we can't get to the next level in the pyramid until we have a firm base to stand on from the level below that. Maslow's hierarchy of needs was developed by a man named Maslow, but a man named Clayton Alderfer went further with Maslow's hierarchy of needs and developed something called the 𝐸RG theory. 𝐸RG is actually an acronym for the 3 different levels of needs: existence, relatedness, and growth. Everything on Maslow's hierarchy of needs can be attributed to one of these 3 levels. 𝐸RG theory is different from Maslow's hierarchy of needs because it allows the order of the needs to be fulfilled in a different order based on different people. We can pursue 2 levels simultaneously, we can pursue the top level and then go back down to the bottom. It's really a system that is very much based in individuality. So we use Maslow's hierarchy of needs and 𝐸RG theory to kind of figure out and prioritize desires that we have for our life. But what methods should we use and what things should we actually do in order to achieve those desires that we have? In order to fulfill these desires, we have to make a lot of choices that are going to get us hopefully closer to the desires that we have for our life. The thing is that a lot of these desires are shaped by human nature. So there are a lot of drives that we have as human beings, and your viewers have them as well. And if you can figure out how to use your content to further these drives and to help people get closer to the desires that they have for their lives, then your stream could potentially grow really, really quickly. The thing is, whenever I give you this information about drives, I don't want you to use this to manipulate people negatively. I want you to use this to help them make positive changes in their lives, and I want you to use it to make positive changes in your life as well. If you're just going to use this as a way to get yourself to jump up from 0 viewers to like 1,000, and you're not going to care about what you're doing to other people's lives in the process, that's super problematic, and I'm not here to further that goal. Instead, you can use them to get closer to your viewers, have positive change and greater connection with them, and that, my friends, is what we are here to do. The first drive is called the drive to acquire. We've heard a bit about lifestyle creep. If you haven't, lifestyle creep is the idea that as your income starts to improve, your lifestyle starts to improve as well. And so you start buying better cars or buying a bigger house. And this is because of an innate human need to acquire physical items in our lives that make us feel like we've increased our status and our influence. But the drive to acquire isn't just about our physical desires, it's also about our internal desires to acquire as well. So this could be, we want to acquire more status, we want to be more influential. You will hit on someone's drive to acquire if you create some kind of really cool physical product that's going to help them feel like they increase their status, but also if you tell them that you can help them become more wealthy, more powerful, more famous, or more influential. Now, don't lie and tell people that you're going to make them rich if you know nothing about finance, but if you have information that can help them increase their wealth or increase their status, or if you can teach them more about moving up in social hierarchies, then that's going to be something that's really attractive because you're going to fulfill their need to acquire. The next drive is actually something that streamers kind of do naturally. This is a massive part of the platform. You've heard about this a million times. This is a very popular one, but not all of them are this popular. This drive is called the drive to bond. We want to feel valued and loved and like we matter to other people. And this is what's so great about streaming, is because we're naturally developing communities that help other people feel these things whenever they are probably missing them in their lives, or maybe if they're not missing them, they at least feel some kind of lack of connection with other people, and that is something that streamers fulfill as a need very, very easily. Now, you can double down on fulfilling this drive if you find unique ways to help your viewers feel more attractive to other people, more liked by other people, if you help them increase how much other people care about them. A really important question to ask yourself if you're a streamer that you must have an answer for is, how am I connecting people not only to me, but to each other as well? Now, this next drive made me feel so freaking called out, and that is the drive to learn. Does anybody else just constantly seek out knowledge no matter what it is? You're like constantly trying to learn something. Many of us are just inherently curious. We want to learn so much about other things because we're constantly questioning the world and how it works and how it operates and how we can improve it. And so the drive to learn is essentially a drive that makes us fulfill the curiosity that we have for life. You can fulfill your viewers' drive to learn if you teach them things, educate them, help them get closer to a knowledge that you have yourself. People know that knowledge increases status. The more you know about the way the world works, the better connections you can make for yourself, the more that your network expands, the more that you are likely to have success in your life because you're able to contribute and create value with it. This next drive is not one that personally came out in my life until just recently, but a lot of you are going to resonate with this. So this one is called the drive to defend. This is our drive to defend things and people that are important to us. These are the people who are like up in arms about injustices, and they're constantly speaking out and holding people accountable. And these are things that are incredibly important and fulfills our need to feel safe and protected. So you can attract more viewers who are like this, or you can fulfill this drive that people have to defend by giving them something to defend. And the way that you do this is by creating a space that means something to them. If you've ever heard someone say that it's a good thing for you to have haters, this is why. It's because whenever you have haters, that often activates the drive to defend in the people that really, really love you. And so they have this innate just drive to want to protect you. And that in turn makes them feel a lot closer to you and is something that will bring you all together stronger as a community. Now, it's not just about your viewers protecting you, but it's also about you protecting your viewers. So you can express this importance of defense by making sure that you stand up against the things that you deem as not safe for your space, not acceptable behavior. You want to make sure that there are rules and boundaries and that you make people feel protected whenever they are in your community. You might also be able to touch on this drive by eliminating a problem or preventing a bad thing from happening for somebody. Your whole community? Can you do that? How would we do that? Maybe your stream is based on preventing divorce or suicide or bankruptcy. Yeah, This next drive is why entertainment is such a freaking massive industry, and that is the drive to feel. We want to experience our emotions, the good ones and the bad ones, and we love those Elle Mill videos that just have the perfect, beautiful, emotional montage at the end that makes you cry that you never saw coming. You can hit on this drive by entertaining people and making your stream pleasurable and making it a fun, thrilling, exciting, interesting experience for your viewers. Now that all seems like you have to be this just very entertaining personality in order to make this work and in order to kind of like peek into this drive, right? But that's not necessarily true. You can fulfill the needs for this drive simply by giving people something to look forward to. As long as they have you to look forward to in their day, you can fulfill their need to feel. Now, what's interesting about this is if you look at all of these drives, every single streamer fulfills a combination of these. They might be 1, they might be 4, but they definitely are doing something on this list. And if there is something on this list, if there's a drive here where the needs of this drive aren't being met by the streaming industry yet, some streamers will exist eventually to meet the needs of that drive, which means that there are markets here that have yet to be developed. There are streams that have yet to be created to fulfill specific needs within these drives that I outlined. Let's say the drive to acquire, for example. I personally haven't seen a streamer who has created an entire stream brand around teaching people how to grow their wealth and how to be more financially free. That is something that, if it doesn't exist yet, is going to exist in the future. We have seen so many streams that touch on the desire to feel and the desire to bond, but there are 3 others in this list that are not super developed yet. The drive to acquire, the drive to learn, and the drive to defend. And so if you're looking for a way to stand out on Twitch, or if you're trying to come up with an idea that's going to be a little bit different from everybody else because you really value being a little bit different and unique, then you want to look at those other 3 drives that just aren't really being used as much as the drive to feel and the drive to bond. The thing is with all these drives though is that we are constantly seeking status regardless of which mixture of drives we try to help people with through our content. Our viewers really want to feel more influential in our spaces, and it is so important that we find ways to fulfill this question. How do I make my viewers feel more influential? Your viewers want to associate with people who they view as powerful and important and more popular or influential than they are. And so if you can bring more people into your space that are at that level, your level will rise to meet it, because your viewers are going to start to perceive you as just as important as the people that you are associating with. This is why you constantly see people who are very successful streamers hanging out with the same people over and over, is because they're all kind of protecting each other's success and each other's brands. And this is also why we focus so much on networking whenever we talk about growing a stream, because we know that the stronger our network is, the more people that we know and like and trust us, the more that we're going to be able to have some level of influence within the community, therefore grow our stream, because we level up within the social hierarchy of Twitch. And you know what? This can be really freaking frustrating, because sometimes this can seem like the only way for you to grow is to associate with people who are like a million times out of your league, right? And so we're so focused on whether or not somebody likes us and how that's going to affect our career that it can actually end up being really mentally unhealthy, because we're constantly worried about how likable we are to everyone else. Yes, the drive to bond is really strong and really powerful, but we can't lose ourselves to constantly questioning our likability, because that's going to put so much pressure on us to be likable. And what ends up happening whenever you do this, whenever you're constantly worried about saying the right thing and how cool you look, is that you actually end up staying at a really low level in a social hierarchy. So if you want to move to the next level and you want to become more important, and more important, the way that you do this is that you, and this is going to sound like so woo-woo, but you truly be yourself without worrying about what other people think. I actually talk a little bit more about this in this video right here, so yeah, go and watch that one because it will explain this concept a lot more. It takes a little bit more time than 5 seconds to explain it, but I'll see you over there. Bye!